Object and 7694. Sergeant Rindal Kamba. Guard mounted by Headquarters 16th Nigerian Army. Guard ready for inspection, Your Excellency. To dismiss the guards into the classroom, Your Excellency. Tag 3 stand fast. Remain the guards into the classroom. Dismiss. Now, right now.
The special guest of honor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I shall at this juncture most respectfully invite the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tawri Abdullah, the General Army Member, to please deliver the welcome address. Please let's welcome him with a round of applause.
His Excellency, Pastor Umar BASSEY, the Executive Governor of Akwa State, Her Excellency, Distinguished Senator AKWA, the Deputy Governor of Akwa State, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, the Commandant, Nigerian Defense Academy, Commander, Training and Doctor Command Nigerian Army, the Chief of Policy and Finance Army, Principal Staff Officers from the Defense and army headquarters, senior officers, the army headquarters, regimental sergeant major, and other regimental sergeant majors here present, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I thank His Excellency, Pastor Moen, the Executive Governor of AKWA State, for leading the delegation of ranking state officials from the executive, legislative, and judicial arms to the opening ceremony of this Chief of Army Staff combined second and third quarter conference 2024, holding here in the beautiful and welcoming city of New. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, and conference participants, since the Nigerian Army's senior hierarchy last met in April for the first quarter conference, we have witnessed a new set of security challenges in the country. The Army understands that the issue of food security will remain on the front burner of our national security policy and discussion worldwide. As a way of strengthening a soft power approach to resolving Nigeria's food security challenge, the Nigerian Army will, in the coming days, review its agricultural policy to better position the Nigerian Army farms and ranches limited to significantly boost crop production so that the Army can release grains into the market and highly subsidized rate in support of government efforts. Furthermore, review some proposals for partnerships with ministries, departments and agencies of government, and reputable private organizations on how best to collaborate to resolve food crises in the country. Relatedly, Nigerian Army troops currently provide security cover for farmers and critical farming communities in the northeast, northwest, and north central zones. This is with a view to preventing the devastating consequences of a cost of stop in food production in those regions on the entire country's food supply chain. Another pertinent issue that came up during the recent protest is the call for democratic intervention in governance by the armed forces of Nigeria. Although one can say this was coming from young Nigerians who never experienced the era of Nigeria's extensive military rule and the concerted struggle by heroes and heroines of our current democratic dispensation to get the nation on its current path. As the Chief of Army Staff, my simple response to this call is thanks but no thanks. The Nigerian Army will not allow itself to be used to undemocratically sell some interest to power. As the service that received the most image bashing as a fallout of previous military interventions in Nigeria, the Nigerian Army is not poised to losing the new prestige it has painstakingly built in the past 25 years. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the above highlighted developments in Nigeria's security environment and other limited security challenges bedeviling their country are the reason why we have again come together to brainstorm and review our strategy. The examination of our operations to better address constant changes in the character of objects and factors in our operating environment is a continuous endeavor. I must therefore appreciate
the government, and the people of Akwa State for providing the Nigerian Army with this enabling atmosphere to carry out these all important engagements. The Nigerian Army and its sister services have continued to enjoy immense support from the government at both national and subnational levels. Mr. President's desire to build a well-equipped and truly professional army for the nation was demonstrated in the recent purchase of two-bed UH-1 helicopters equipped with advanced sensors and enabled us to conduct a range of missions, including reconnaissance, surveillance, logistics, and medical evacuation, among other functions for the Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Army pilots have been undergoing training on this platform since we took delivery of them on 20th June this year. We plan to induct them into the theaters of operation soon for limited logistic missions and other related activities. The Nigerian Army also acquired other combat enablers such as fire resistance ambush protected vehicles, weapons and ammunition to strengthen our operations across the country. These acquisitions will undoubtedly enhance the effectiveness of our troops across the various theaters and will help firm up the nation's path to a security environment that will enable economic prosperity. Our operations in the various theaters have continued to degrade the country's pursuits with deadly consequences of the terrorists and other criminal groups. We have not spared any effort to take the fight to their enclaves wherever they exist. For instance, being conscious of the critical nature of our oil and gas sector to the Nigerian economy, the Nigerian Army and other security agencies operating under the auspices of the Joint Task Force South-South Operation Delta State have redoubled their efforts to boost Nigeria's daily food production. Our concerted operational activities have helped to reduce militancy, pipeline vandalism, crude oil theft, and illegal oil refining in the Niger Delta region. Regrettably, in the course of our operations across the country, we have lost several of our colleagues, with many others wounded. I would like to pay a special tribute to these brave officers and soldiers for their immense sacrifice in ensuring that Nigeria remains safe, secure, and united. The Nigerian Army remains resolute in sustaining the ongoing efforts to ensure maximum revenue accrues to the federal government for the benefit of the generality of Nigerians. Troops welfare remains a cardinal point in my command philosophy. To this end, we have continued to fine-tune our welfare schemes to benefit our personnel and their families. For instance, the Chief of Army Staff Personnel Empowerment Growth Scheme, launched during the first quarter conference in April, is already a huge success, as over 1,700 beneficiaries have been established with a waiting list of about 3,000 personnel. The objective of this loan scheme is to shield personnel from the high interest rates charged by banks and other financial institutions. Relatedly, the Post-Service Housing Development Limited as of date completed 200 of the 400 units of houses in Idu Abuja under the affordable home ownership option for all soldiers and WUAS scheme. I thank His Excellency Governor Eno for approving land for their WUAS scheme in Uyo. Undoubtedly, this gesture will significantly boost the morale and fighting spirit of our troops from the South Zone, particularly those from AKWA State, as they can be assured of having a decent, modern, well-constructed, and affordable home to retire into at the end of their service to our fatherland. Our commitment to supporting the widows and family members of our fallen heroes remains on course. Thus, we shall witness the presentation of group life assurance checks to beneficiaries during this conference. These and other welfare initiatives underscore our unwavering commitment to prioritizing the well-being of our troops and supporting the home front through life-impacting schemes. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, conference participants, the Nigerian Army has made remarkable progress in the last 2 quarters of the year. These achievements are a result of the tremendous support from our political leaders, cooperation with sister services and other security agencies, and the backing of Nigerians. We urge all well-meaning Nigerians to continue supporting our troops deployed across the Federation. We look forward to enhanced collaboration and assistance in making our beloved country, Nigeria, safe for everyone. The Nigerian Army will continue to collaborate with personnel of other security agencies to contain the mild security threats across the country's 6 geopolitical zones. Finally, with the high sense of responsibility and respect, I humbly express our profound gratitude to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, for his unflinching support and strategic guidance to the Nigerian Army. On behalf of the officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army, I once more pledge our unwavering loyalty and total commitment to the defense of our Constitution, Nigeria. I also wish to acknowledge His Excellency, the Executive Governor of AKWA State, Pastor Coas, for honoring our invitation and consistently supporting our collective efforts to combat criminal activities in AKWA State. Thank you all, and God bless. At this juncture, before I take my seat, permit me the honor of inviting His Excellency, the Executive Governor of AKWA State, Pastor Coas, to the podium to deliver his address. Your Excellency.
Among several other honors, decorations, and awards, the Honorable Speaker of AKWA State Government Assembly will be represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Youth, Sports and Security, the representative of the Chief Judge, the representative of the SSG, the head of the Civil Service, the commissioners that are here, the Chairman of the Traditional Glass Council of our state, all chiefs, all other chiefs of the Nigerian Army that have joined us for this conference, senior military officers, 7 senior military officers retired, especially those from AKWA IBOM extraction that have joined us for this opening ceremony. Captains of industries, conference participants, invited guests, members of the fourth estate of the realm, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to be here with you today for the opening ceremony of this combined second and third quarter Chief of Army Staff Conference 2024. I have noted with keen interest in the important role that the regular conferences undertaken by the Nigerian Army play in appraising, training, and operational activities with a view to learning lessons for future undertakings. Let me also thank the Nigerian Army for the way this conference was opened with a safety briefing. That has become something I identified when I took over government, that we lack safety briefings, we lack safety procedures in the way government business is done. And so we have to establish by law the asset management agency, which also has safety, health, and environmental management as part of its core values. Safety briefing today underscores the fact that the Nigerian Army is equipped, well up to date, and aware of the current tradition all over the world in keeping conferences such as this. And I want to thank the Chief of Army Staff for this lofty innovation that is being built. I recall with admiration that a similar military activity was hosted in this state about a decade ago. And I'm delighted that the Nigerian Army is back in AKWA IBOM State, the land of promise. I'm able to say that the establishment of the headquarters of the 2nd Brigade in the state has contributed in no small measure to the relative peace experienced in the state. It has also contributed to creating a good working and harmonious relationship between you and our administration, alongside other sister security agencies, in maintaining the peace we enjoy in AKWA IBOM. This, I believe, among others, informed the decision to choose AKWA IBOM State to host this auspicious event as a further pointer to the good relationship between AKWA IBOM and the Nigerian Army. And I am therefore elated to be with you today to appreciate your continual efforts in addressing the current security challenges bedeviling our dear nation. It goes without saying that security is a key requirement for national development. And history has shown that one institution that plays and continues to play a key role in achieving the much-needed security is the Nigerian Army. It also remains a veritable tool for projecting the country's national power. Since the assumption of office, I have been particularly impressed with the progressive restructuring of the Nigerian Army. I watched with great delight and pride the many flights of the Army aviation during the just concluded Army Day celebrations in Jos, and came to the conclusion that the Nigerian Army is constantly innovating and deepening its competence and professionalism as required of a modern army. I must therefore commend the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T. Lagbaja, for the purposeful direction meeting is constitutional responsibility. We feel very proud of you, particularly given the fact that you were with us at some point in your illustrious career as the commander of the headquarters of the 2 Brigade Uyo. This, to us, we believe, is like a homecoming for you. One of the key components of our governance blueprint, the Arise agenda, is security. As a matter of fact, the S in the Arise agenda stands for security management. To show our commitment to maintaining security, part of the first act I performed shortly after my inauguration was to set up a full-fledged Ministry of Internal Security and Waterways, headed by one of your own, Retired General Coas. He has done exceedingly well and has shown competence in the discharge of his duty as someone who came from your stock. It is germane to note that for development to thrive, there must be security of lives and property. Therefore, as the army of our great nation, your role in securing the nation is paramount, and the government is to do all that is possible to ensure that the army is well equipped. That is why we created the Joint Military Operations Task Force and procured and deployed 14 patrol gunboats in response to the literal nature of our state and the threat posed by sea pirates, militants, and kidnappers within our waterways. We have also donated guidance trucks to assist the security agencies in real-time response to combating crimes. I want to urge you to continue to remain apolitical and operate within the framework of the principles of fundamental human rights that you have come to be known for. My administration will ever remain steadfast in assisting the Nigerian Army and indeed other security agencies in achieving its goal in our private state and beyond. We will continue to support the welfare of security agencies and particularly the Nigerian Army. Recently, during this year's Armed Forces Remembrance Day, we released the sum of 100 million naira to support the widows of all our fallen heroes. And we continue to do that to ensure that they have the good life they deserve, because their family, their husbands, their breadwinners had paid the supreme price that we will stay and remain in peace. As we deliberate during this conference, I want you to think out of the box and evolve strategies that will consolidate your efforts in tackling the myriad of security challenges being faced in the state and country as a whole. I'm particularly impressed to note that the Nigerian Army has an agricultural arm and will contribute in no small measure in the food security of our dear nation, with the understanding that food security not properly managed can snowball into other security challenges. I'm positive that your leadership has provided purposeful direction in establishing the foundation for the Nigerian Army. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, on this note, it is my singular honor and privilege to formally declare open the Chief of Army Staff's combined second and third quarter conference for the year 2024 held here at the Council of Chiefs Conference Hall in AKWA State. I thank you all and God bless you.